It's not the Ukraine. I saw a number of pundits, like lefty pundits, saying like the Ukraine. It's not the Ukraine. It's just Ukraine. Just don't do that. But Putin was apparently demanding that there not be any entrance of Ukraine into NATO. And they say this is a more serious threat, this buildup that they have going on outside of Ukraine. It's a more serious threat than that 2014 Crimean Peninsula invasion, because the annexation of Crimea. So they said that that the buildup there and the rhetoric from Russia, there are people who have been people within the administration saying, yeah, this looks like it. There's a lot of discussion that if Russia does something, it's going to be after the new year. It'll be in January. Remember when I told you that the Nord Stream 2 green lighting was bad? Did you remember why I explained how it was? The Nord Stream 2, quick, 60-second recap. Nord Stream 2 pipeline was a pipeline under construction that was going from Russia, bypassing Ukraine and delivering gas to Germany. Germany had gotten rid of all of its nuclear capabilities, all of its nuclear powered plants for some insane reason. And the Nord Stream 2 pipeline was being really pushed by Russia and propagandists as, oh, this is the new version. It's not as bad. It's clean. It's, up to snuff, et cetera, et cetera. And because even though the pipeline that went through Ukraine, because the previous pipeline had gone through Ukraine to Germany, and so it made Ukraine part of Russia's energy infrastructure. Well, Russia can't very well invade Ukraine and carry out a war against Ukraine when Ukraine could immediately just stop the gas delivery through that pipeline that went through their land and to Germany. That would actually hamper Russia, and it would hamper the money that they were getting in from that. So they couldn't attack Ukraine. They had to go on this long campaign to convince people that the pipeline that was going through Ukraine, thus establishing Ukraine as a transitory state for gas, that it was old and it was beyond repair, and we needed something newer. And so they started this when Trump was president. He stopped the construction. Now, it should be noted that the head of the company that's constructing Nord Stream 2, and I've talked about this before, is a former Stasi agent and longtime friend of Putin. He met Putin when he was still a Stasi agent in East Berlin. So this is it's all these same cronies, and in fact, it's all these same cronies. And so when Trump left office, Biden comes in. One of the first things Biden does is green lights. Now, granted, it had been up to 98% completed by the time Trump had taken office, and he stopped the completion of it. Biden greenlit it. So now what's happening is this pipeline's being established. Ukraine's status as this transitory part of Russia's energy infrastructure is now being negated. That was a huge defense for them, and that is now going to be gone, which is why I think that they haven't done anything yet. And so now here you have Russia. They're building up on the border of Ukraine. They would love this deep water port in the Crimean Peninsula because they're in Sevastopol. So this is what they're all going for. They would love to be able to have access in that Black Sea and get through Istanbul, because Erdogan would totally give him a pass. Putin's really been playing up the relations with Erdogan for the past several years, and then boom, they're right there in the Mediterranean. 1, 2, and 3. So that's what we're looking at. And so this administration was on the phone with Putin earlier today. And it's weird because Joe Biden, they did not allow any of the U.S. press in. But Russian press, they allowed some of the state media there to go in and get what they call video sprays, like just, a few seconds or a minute of video, a couple of different videos here and there. And then they were dismissed. And so all the videos that we're seeing of their discussions are from Russia. So we're relying on Russia for information about this phone call. And as my friend said, we are out commieing the commies with this, which is asinine. And so John Kirby with Pentagon has said that there's still space and time for diplomacy and leadership. They said that, it's not, they're arguing that that the idea of any kind of conflict or military action with Ukraine is not popular in Russia. Oh, you know what? If I were China and Russia and I was hell bent on world domination, you know what I would do? I might wait till the Olympics. Just saying. What are you going to do while everybody's there? Do you honestly? I would wait till then to be honest about it. But they're going to wait until they both, because that's the only way. The United States and Russia, and the United States and allies in Russia, it's not an issue. The United States and allies with China, although we're apparently a little bit behind with some of the military training and our resources in the Pacific because we focused so long in the Middle East, that might be a little tighter. But both of them, that puts us back in a very interesting World War II kind of situation. Both sides of the globe.